The little
Stop the video.
There you are.
There it is.
If you could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, into roll call. Mr. Kaag. Here. Ms. Bauer.
Here.
Ms. Drobnick.
Here.
Mr. Becker is not here. Mr. Wirt is not here. Ms. Leiendecker.
Here.
Mr. Shaver.
Here.
Mayor Kaag.
Here.
And no borough manager as of yet. At this time, if everyone could please bow their heads for a moment of silence as we just passed the 1 year Aaron Palmer tragedy. Thank you. Borough Council held an executive session today, Tuesday, March 26, 2024 at about 6:50 p.m. To discuss personnel matters and potential litigation. We do not have any agenda amendments coming out of executive session. So at this time, I will turn it over to public comment. Jim.
And traffic and infrastructure last week, I brought up the fact that apparently the gas station, once we acquire that, will be a parking area, and that will be possibly timed parking. Has that been discussed with all the council as a whole?
It would likely be same type of parking as is currently over in the other in Chip's lot.
Which brings to my mind, least we forget we have another orphan parking lot at 6 in Franklin, where there are 21 parking spaces. Will eventually they become paid parking also to encourage people to shop on the avenue and park there?
We had discussed a number of years ago, probably back around like 2020 or 2021, in regards to plans with that Franklin Street lot, and ended up kicking the can on it, I believe, indefinitely. There were some thoughts of maybe making it paid parking for residents if they wanted an assigned parking space close by their house that they would always have. But that ended up not coming to fruition, and we've moved on from that project.
So maybe it should come up from you in the near future again.
It would be a good topic for T&I.
What is the amount of bond issue?
It is. Get that update here for you. 1 second. Because it did increase a little bit because of the necessity for, I believe it was some bundling, to give room for couponing to lower annual debt servicing costs of issuance. So it is in the amount of $1,345,000 is what we're looking at.
My next question there is, if you're paying $650 for the gas station, what are some of your plans for the other $500,000 that is out there in no man's land?
So in the short term, we can reinvest that. We are allowed to arbitrage the remainder of the bond amount, provided that we meet certain thresholds. We will meet a 24-month threshold, which requires that at least 50% of the bond is used within the first year. And with the purchase, will be right around 50%, a little bit over when it was 1.25, but yeah, right around 50% or so we'll have expended. So we'll be able to reinvest that at the current market rate, which right now, if we invested in Pliget, is around 5.5%. So we were planning on making about $32,000 potentially with that bond amount within the first year. And beyond that, the rest of that money is a little bit of, not necessarily an unknown, but we don't know quite what remediation might bring. And the remainder of it is for ultimately developing that site into whatever its, first form may be, with a little bit of added cushion as well. So we do have the ability to pay back that bond a little bit early if we do not utilize all of that bond amount as well. So obviously we'll be aiming to land short of that full amount. at the end of the day and then be able to repay. But, you know, at least in the short term, it's going to be for, you know, tearing down the building, possibly extracting or filling in the gas pumps, whatever remediation may need to take place at the site, things like that. So yeah, it's an educated guess. We worked with the redevelopment authority briefly to discuss what site development of that could potentially cost. So that's where we ended up getting our figures from. Yep. Karen, anything? All right. We'll close the floor to public comment and open it up to the council president's report. Right now, I have one action item, which is consideration of providing a conditional offer of employment to an individual to fill the seasonal public works position. Do we have any questions on that? Nope. Seeing none, looking for approval. Motion made by Mr. Shaver. Second by Mr. Kaag. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next up is the police department report. This one, we actually held interviews prior to tonight's meeting, and the recommendation coming out of the personnel committee is to table this topic for this meeting. Do you have any questions on that? Seeing none, we can just move forward and table it. So I'll open it up for a second round of public comment. Jim, if you have anything else. All right. So I'll close the floor to public comment and look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Shaver.
Second.
Second by Ms. Drobnick. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Motion carries. 7:06.
Yeah.
Now 7:07. Wow.
Not a record.
Missed out on our record.
That's close.
No. Every time you've been. Yeah.
Physically here.
Yeah.